Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Omar speaking and welcome back to another video. Now I feel like as an artist I'm constantly trying to get better, and the way I get better is that I just draw random stuff. I mean, sometimes it's not very random, sometimes it's like very planned, and I draw stuff that I would know I want to end up drawing if I want to do this for a living. But what happens is that it gets very tiring sometimes. And so it's one of the reasons why this time around, this past week, I actually thought to myself that, okay, let's do something different, something that I haven't drawn as much. And in my case, it was animals. I mean, I barely draw any animals. Like literally, I think I drew a dog once a couple of years ago for a friend or something. And then after that, I did not draw animals at all. So I told myself, why not just go get out of my comfort zone and just do something out of the ordinary and draw a wolf, do some wolf studies. And what I was aiming for was I was gonna do very quick, not quick sketches. I mean, obviously I spent a total of maybe close to 4 hours on this one, but it was multiple sketches at the same time. But then again, I also did not want to add like color and stuff to it. I just wanted to have fun with it, you know. I didn't really care much about the end product. It was more about just spending the time and just drawing, just randomly, just doing some random drawing, you know. So I had like my reference pictures opened on my other monitor, and then I had my tablet here, and I was just looking at it and drawing, listening to some music and having a good time. And it's very important that you do that every now and then. You know, sometimes it's okay and it's good to take a break from all the heavy lifting. I mean, because like this past week and, you know, a couple of weeks back, I've just been doing so much 3D stuff, so much stuff on environments, you know, a lot of, you know, film studies and things like that. And I was just mentally getting drained. And I kind of felt like, you know, doing these little quick drawings, it was nice. It felt nice. And, you know, like I've said this a few times in my previous videos also about getting out of your comfort zone, doing stuff you're not used to doing. But sometimes it's also good to get back into your comfort zone. It's okay to have an easy day or an easy week or a month every once in a while, because you need that break. You need to calm your nerves down every now and then. And that's what I did with this one. Now this was definitely something that was out of my comfort zone, but within my comfort zone at the same time, if that makes sense. Because like I'm not used to drawing animals, so that was definitely out of my comfort zone. But then I kind of stayed also within my comfort zone by not rendering everything out. I just kept it to a very base sketching level. So I mean, I also got a chance to discover some cool texture brushes that I had, and it was a good opportunity to learn a little bit more about some of the techniques that I learned these past few weeks, and also to apply them. Like for example, for the fur, I was just doing heavily depending on my strokes, like my brush strokes, and really just getting the feeling of like how fur overlaps over each other. It's kind of like sketching out hair, to be exact. And I don't know, one of the reasons why I like making these time-lapse videos of my drawings, it's just so therapeutic. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I look at my drawings, like when I'm editing and everything, and I see them in like super fast, forward speed, whatever, it just looks so cool, you know. And that's the one thing that I really want to do with this channel, is that post a lot of time-lapse videos, so that maybe, you know, 10-15 years down the road I can come back and look at my videos and be like, tell my children that, oh, okay, look at that, that's your dad, he used to make cool videos and only had 40 subscribers. But but at the end of the day, I use very minimalistic edits. It's just the only edits that I put on my videos is just speeding them up and then adding like a title and then, you know, some links and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to spend too much time on like editing videos, because I really don't have that much time to edit videos and stuff. It's usually once a week that I get a chance to work on YouTube, and it's kind of like one of those things where, you know, it's like me being creative on a different platform. Because sometimes, because 7 days out of 7 days, I draw 5 times a week, 5 days a week, and the other 2 days are just for, you know, relaxing and doing other things. So the other 2 days that I'm not drawing, I'm editing my video on YouTube. And so what I'm doing is that I'm doing something that's a little bit easy, nothing super crazy, and then I'm also being creative at the same time with something else. So That's also one of the reasons why I started doing YouTube. But usually when I'm doing these studies, I start off with like a rough, quick block out, a quick sketch of my design, usually focusing more on the big shapes and everything first. And then once I get all of that figured out, then I go over with the darker line, and then I start adding some brush strokes that kind of show that, you know, this is a hairy animal and there's all this fur and things like that. And really just depending too much, and then everything just depends on my brush strokes. And I guess I got lucky with this brush that I had. It had a really nice, you know, grainy, noisy texture to it, which really does convey the idea that, you know, this is fur and it's random and it's all over the place. And then obviously, you know, I was drawing at like a very big resolution, but then I scaled them down and arranged my drawings side by side as I was being done with them. But what I did is that my goal was to do like some close-ups, and then like, you know, maybe like some full body sketches, and then after that, you know, skull. Because one thing that we overlook a lot is we overlook skulls of animals and human beings, and then it's very important that you know the anatomy of your head, because then it really tells you where your different bone and skeletal structures are, and it can really help you when you're designing your own characters, your own creatures and things like that. Because, you know, even if you look at creatures, I mean, from different movies, if you look at like the behind the scenes of their visual effects, like they really go over like the skeletal, they make like a whole skeleton based off like a real animal. So it's very important to like reference out these little things when you're studying. So in my case, I wanted to do maybe 2 to 3 skeleton studies, and I wanted to do one where it was facing like a 3/4 view. I wanted to do a front view, and then I wanted to do one where the mouth was opened up, because I really wanted to see how the muscles of the jaw would look like, and how like the eye sockets would look like, and maybe the overall structure of the whole head. And the one thing that really threw me off was when I was doing like the front view. The front view was so weird. I mean, it doesn't even look like the skeleton of like, you know, an animal like a wolf or a fox or a dog. And it makes you realize that most of the skeleton relies heavily on the muscles of the face as well, and the muscles of the head. Like, it's just not the skeleton that makes up the whole structure of like a creature or a human being. You know, there's like all these layers of muscles and skin and so many things that play along side by side. And that's the one thing I got to learn quite a lot from this. I feel like now that I think about it, I should have probably done some more muscle drawings as well, seeing how like the different face muscles would look like underneath all that fur and skin. I think that would have helped me visualize how they would, like, you know, wrap around the skeleton and things like that as well. But anyways, once I was done pretty much doing all these, I just put them all together in like one single canvas so that I can post it on Instagram. And now that I'm looking at them, I feel like I got like a good range of different styles. Not different styles, like different drawings from different directions and different angles. And I feel like I want to keep doing this practice as well, because I do feel like I got to learn quite a lot from this. The first thing was that I got to learn how to sketch out quickly different animals. The other thing I found out was like I found out some cool brushes that I had that really sped up my process. And then also the overall understanding of like the skeletal features of the head and the skull. And skulls are really important. Like if it's not just a wolf, maybe it's like a different animal, because there's a little bit of perspective involved, a little bit of like, you know, anatomy involved in it. So you're like learning two things at the same time when you're doing skulls. But anyways, this is how it turned out in the end. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you like this drawing as well. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.